We are now on a much more aggressive timer. Oh, God. This is certainly a time of times. Okay. All we're about is shielding. We don't have any, like, rocket ammo or anything even remotely super great like that. There we go. That is a medium stomper, and that is death for us. There is nothing I can do against that medium stomper, by the way. There is literally zero. Zero chance to survive. Make your time. I could get a bunch of ammo, come down, lay a buttload of turrets, and hope that it doesn't destroy all the turrets before I've taken care of it. But that is a big bloody hope. Moving that down here would be great. I would like to set up a egg production facility. That can exist down here, though. Let's get this on the go quickly. I only need one to start it. So let's just get a single one. Hopefully, yeah, it's on the way. Good. How long? Quite a while. Yeah. We need water. We already have some water right there. So let's just hook that in. Nutrients should be easy enough for me to hook up. But I would like to do it properly, so we will hook them up from here. This is absolutely hodgepodge. And I want rot there. But it doesn't need to be much, it just needs to work for now. Let's pop down this right there. Right, I want, there's a lot of nutrients to load in here, and then I want to output there, input here. Okay. At this point, eggs are quite, really, you're coming, oh, super sweet little bot. Sorry I called you stupid. Okay, charge up. No, are you running out of charge? There we go. There we are. Just burn them all if I don't have use for them. What's the function of the deconstruct planner input? So this one is for trees and rocks only, so I can quickly do something like that, and it's not going to deconstruct my factory, but it will break down any trees that happen to be around there. But there are other ones as well. Sometimes if I'm dealing with specifically with rail, especially if it's in the middle of a factory, I'll create a rail deconstruct planner that'll pull away signals, rails, that sort of stuff. No. Oh, on my splitter. Oh, I do apologize. Okay, so it's just a filter. I will never have deconstruct planners on my splitters, on my belts. So all this does is it bars anything from ever going through that side. One of the things that really irritates me is, and especially on Gleba where there's rot, is that on a splitter, even if you don't have anything here, a couple of things will move through and will just sit there forever, going nowhere. This purely means that nothing will ever try to go through here because nothing is ever going to match that filter, so everything will always go through on that side and it'll be nice and clean. But let me show you something else. Have you ever tried to set up, so trying to have something side load so you can have two lanes having different things? With this, you can do that on a single belt. Let's say you want it loaded from the top. Whatever's coming through here now is going to side load on the top. So it'll only be on the top lane now. And vice versa if you wanted it to only be on the bottom lane. It allows for some much more compact builds where having things specifically on a single lane really matters, but you've got very, very little room to play with. Why is that? That should really only ever be for carbon. There we go. The rest can go down that way, but carbon should not. You may now dump that carbon out, though, for me. Thank you. You can put it back on the belt. Because I'm super, super lazy. All right. We are actually genuinely now on a timer. That sucks. All right, we've added trains. I want to expand the smelting stacks. Not that it would make much difference right now because I do not have enough gubbins up there to make anything. Has the train gone to pick some stuff up? Yes, it has. But that is going to be a big issue. Something I can do. I can request 1,000 rounds of ammo. I can dump everything non-combat related. I want guns. I want guns. Rocket production would require coal, and I lack coal, which is a big issue. What I need to do, I should have done a long time ago, realistically. Processing units is all I need. I require sulfuric acid, advanced circuits, and electronic circuits. I've got them. I need to build a rocket silo. Once I've got a rocket silo, I need a steady supply of processing units. That part is the tricky one. I also need a steady supply of low-density structure. Those two are the hard ones. Rocket fuel I will have in abundance. Ideally. One doth hope I should, at any rate. By the time it swings back up here, there's actually so little of it left. Maybe I do need some more of these active. Either that, or I need this to hop on a little bit earlier. One more belt. Come on. Oh, one of you must have one. Problem is, since I dropped off my belts, I don't actually know if there are that many left in the system. So it could just be that I've run out of blue belts at that point. Given that, let's just pop that in. There will be red belts out there somewhere. There we go. Nutrients will now filter up and then back down again. I have to do exactly the same thing over here as I did elsewhere. And that is... Hook this up. Gonna need a power pole. Going to need a scanner. And if I want you to only pull this out if nutrients are less than 10. And enable. Gonna need red belt there as well. There we go. Alright. Do I have anything left other than guns? No. Actually, pop. Cancel these. And this. Alright. There is a good chance I die here, but I need to try and remove that nest before it sends big ass attack waves. I need to try and get a little bit more room to breathe. But there is a very good chance of death. If it comes for us, my only real option is to lure it over a lot of turrets just kind of placed around the place. Oh man, I didn't include any landfill. That was a very big mistake of mine. But the best defense against stompers, I find, is to have your defenses spread out. So the mediums do have quite the footprint though. What I don't want to really do is draw it too close to the base, but I mean the base does have a lot of damage potential. Work up from the back so I've got a solid line, and hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit in all of them. I know there is a trick to loading a turret as part of a blueprint. I just don't like using tricks. If I can't do it normally, then it's like, well, it isn't meant to be. Right then. It's going to be a bit risky, but... Hello? Surprende! Come on then. Guns, open fire! Guns? There we go. Right, whilst guns are taking on the Stomper, I'm going for the nests. That was a diversionary tactic. It will spawn more, so I need to be quick about this. Everything on the nests, only the nests matter. Everything else secondary, even my life. Right. Problem resolved. Swing back through amongst the guns. They will engage my targets for me. Most of them survived. Did we take much damage? Oh, that is Navis. Not Gleber. You know what? I don't even think we lost much in that. Wow. Actually, wow. I was expecting the most brutal smackdown you can imagine after watching Bentham just get face stomped for hours on the multiplayer server. I was expecting that. I genuinely thought that was death. All right. I accept. Right, deconstruct only my turrets. Whew. So you say that, Devilfish. I think at your military tech level, you should be fine at dealing with mediums. But again, I watched Bentham, and this was a skill issue. Bentham was simply being stomped by stompers. Once we hit mediums, it was like, yeah, no, survival was only ever an illusion. All right, we have got other nests around, but for now, actually okay. Making more rocket fuel, which is going to be important for us. I should actually offload things to the top, it'll get burnt up down here properly. Ooh. Do I need to be... Honestly, probably not, but... kind of wish that I was the one picking these up. Can I do it? Oh, I can. Okay. I can do it easily enough on the tank. It's fine. I will allow the bots in the base to slowly deconstruct this forest. The dappling way. Actually, the dappling way is to quickly deconstruct a forest, but this will have to do. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, now if I had cannon shells, yeah, it would be a different thing entirely. Yeah, offense may be my best defense, it's true. Dapper Locust. Yeah, pretty much. Dapper Locust. I imagine Gary was trying to maneuver quite badly. Oh, crap. No, stop trashing things. Where are those eggs? Get rid of the eggs. No eggs allowed. Ah, poop. Okay, so I need to do a thing. First and foremost, let's go in here, do it via this building mode. I want... do it on the other side. All eggs is. All the times is. Secondly, going to legitimately need some protection. Just in case. All exits are not available all the times is. Gonna need some ammo. 100 should do. That way, if the eggs do hatch, gun turret will take care of them. Same with the one down here. Alright then. Are we actually producing any more rocket fuel or not? I'm not entirely certain if we've added more to that. I'll be honest. Right, let's pop a couple of magazines in there. Alright then. Well, I certainly feel like we have a system that can potentially work better than the previous one. I'm just not seeing it yet. So I'm a little bit worried. But then I was basically belting in fruit on a near enough constantly when this was running full bore. And it's been a long time since then. Quite a long time. Now, the other thing I can do I can have the Pridwen provide some space science for us. If I do that, then I could conceivably perform this research here, get to the point of rocket turrets, and be safe. Gary said, oops, that is why my tank was not going backwards. Sorry. If I... Yeah, I just flat out need this. So let's get that tacked on. Following that, rocket fuel from jelly production, rocket fuel from ammonia, rocket fuel productivity, and rocket fuel productivity. I mean, it might not be bad to queue up some of these researches. It's just they don't seem like the right place for me just yet. Tree seeding. I could also set up yellow science on Novus in order to start researching some of the higher damage setups, some of the higher explosives and the likes. That could be useful too. Either way, these are the sciences that I desperately need. I can slowly research on Gleba. I could produce the agricultural science at source. It would be the highest degree of freshness. And I could produce the other types of science here. That wouldn't be a terribly tricky problem for me. I could also have Pridwen bring me science from Novus. There is also that as an option. I've been trying to avoid it, but now that I'm dealing with medium stompers, I'm kind of feeling like dragging my feet in order to what is effectively a kind of a challenge is no longer the wise move, if it ever was. This is actually going to fill all these up, isn't it? Oh, boop. For science time has cometh. Yes. Moving this down here is going to reduce the belt time of pretty much all of this regardless, so it's super useful for me to do. I think that actually would be a really, really sane thing for me to do. Have I produced... Oh, I have, actually. Wow. Don't I feel like a silly sausage? I'm about to move everything down here, but I may as well hook this up for the time being, just so that I have some lubricant being sent up to the factory. But realistically, what I need is way better production on copper and iron. It is basically that simple. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to hook up... Oh, wow. The bacteria down here. I'm going to need nutrients. I'm going to need bioflux. And I'm obviously going to need the correct... Actually, let me just grab this right now. Correct bacteria. Now, it's not going to be a loop if I do it like this, so I am going to have to move some things around. Move all of that up a little bit and also across a little bit, I think. And this part down a bit more once again. Let's just bump that about there. So, going to need that and this. Actually, no, they need to be inputs. Turn off the filter. I don't think we ever really made use of the entire stack, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Instead, actually, let me get this set up on this side instead. Yep, I want the inside lane not to have anything on it. Go. This will be for spoilage. Other side. There we go. Now, let's get power poles in place. Okay, so copper can simply branch off here. And because it's going to be such a short route, all I really need to do is check for spoilage. But other than that, well, I'm going to have to check for spoilage at the end of this route anyway. So I'm not actually going to worry about that one too much. Let's grab this. Pop that about here. Of course, the lubricant would be in the way. I think I'll just do that. There we go. Lubricant can go around, perhaps. I just not have pipes. Might actually be the case. Which would suck. Right. I was certain I would have had more, but well, let's make a couple of pipes then. Almost certainly going to need a lot more belts. Right. And given that, I'm not actually going to need the radar to be bringing that signal down anymore. Read content. You know what? I'm just going to read whether these two have any bacteria in them. There doesn't seem to be a reason to do anything more complicated than that. Have they got bacteria? So, if bacteria is less than or equal to 0, then that one should be running. And copper bacteria less than or equal to 0, then that one should be running. We're going to want this right about here. That one right about there. I want to filter only copper bacteria onto this side. Only iron bacteria onto this side. Actually, no reason to filter it at that point, as I either have a bacteria or I don't. Although I will say, I do very much need to get rid of any spoilage. And on this side, I will do it via these two. So if it is spoilage, I could try and send it back. Might be a value to it. That is going to be a pain in the backside, I'm not going to lie. Need to get onto this particular component, so I would need this to branch down. Oh, hang on a second, is that it? Oh, it is. Huh. Nevertheless, I think I'm just going to try and branch there. Do I have that? I do. Actually, no, I really should connect up on that side. If I'm able to. Right. And here I would bring the copper bacteria across. The iron bacteria should already be there. In a lot of these cases, it is already rotted, which does suck, but under normal operation, that won't be an issue. And we must plan for normal operation. Well, actually, we should plan for all sorts of contingencies, but in this particular instance, let's just get something that works for now. Well, that's pretty famous last words, but... yoink. Right, can I make some more? I can make one more. Not ideal. Any plates on any of these lines? Yes, a little bit. Oh my lord, that's why I haven't been building it. Balls. So frustrating. More frustrating than I didn't notice for a bajillion years. That's fine. I've stolen the robots. They're not mine. There we go. Oh, man. Peter, I can... Yeah. I know. A lot of things require nutrients right now. Okay. So, to get the nutrients, I need to branch off this. And to get the bioflux, which I need to branch off this. This is the bioflux line. Oh, where the heck are all my bots? It feels like increasingly my logistics network has just gone to sleep. And I am not at all certain what to do about it. Issue here. Oh, right, yeah. Right, I kind of need to do this in 2 stages. One, I need this to branch here, but then secondly, I need it to branch there, but for that to not be a... There we go. That way, any carbon that can't get out of the system goes down to be burned. Train's off to grab some stuff. Train is once again full of seeds. I am not at all certain why it's filling up. I'm going to have a proper look at this. I would have assumed that these wouldn't have caused issue, but perhaps they are. Ultimately, this should only output if the train is A, there, and B, that it's actually needs it. Wait. Yeah, that converts it to -1. This is what we actually need. This is what we have. Don't have any of the things we want. So this shouldn't load it with seeds. And yet it feels like it kind of is. Curious. Nevertheless, carbon is now working properly. Oh, my lord. I really shouldn't have tried to upgrade everything to blue belts long ago. That has been nothing but a thorn in my side this entire stream. Right, well, let's strip these out. There's no function to this pie anymore. Strip that out. This is what I need to be sending over there. Question here is how I'm going to get it there. Oh, actually, that's very easy. Now, do I have enough belt to make that work, or am I shy? But there is definitely value to reducing how obnoxiously long this route was, especially for something as time critical as bacteria. There we go. Right. That is a bit of a mess, but it's serviceable. And so now I want to take copper up here. Which will come from this location. And iron up to the other side. It is a mess, but we'll hopefully be able to get it done. Now, let me go and grab that copper off this belt. A lone piece of iron. Right, okay. Now, assuming we can get this working, then we are back in business. Nutrients being added onto the belt. That is kickstarting the system again. Honestly, this part has been working way better, though I have burnt through the vast majority of my my stockpiled mush. What? Why are you unloading bacteria here? You shouldn't be. You've been unloading copper? No, you've been behaving. Only now am I realizing just how similar looking Bioflux and the iron are. Let's see how this goes. I need jelly. Train isn't here, which is a good sign. Train is down here, which is an even better sign. Does take so long though for the train to make the trip. I think that's the part that is scuppering us a bit. So Lonas, thank you so much for the 37 months, mate. How are you doing? I think the fact that the train takes so incredibly long to collect materials has been really hurting us. Now, 2 trains would probably greatly expedite this process. But just the one is painful. Pollution isn't expanding too aggressively anymore, which is good. But I do think we need to get out there and grab a bunch of rot from somewhere to get the system running again. Don't run me over, please. Thank you. How's power doing? It's okay, but it is running through my rocket fuel. Now, do I have just iron chests or these requesters? They are requesters, so they are trying to pull in some extra rot, which is good news. Are these not being requested? Disabled by seeds, that's fine. The output is full. Oh, damn. There we go. Sometimes it's such a simple, tiny little problem. Now, a couple of 100 rot is not going to start the system. But it may be enough to start turning some of these things which will last an hour into things that will last 2 minutes instead, which will kickstart the system to some degree. Anywhere with bioflux is going to last ages, though. Yeah, Martin Luther. It is going touch and go. Like, I'm really happy with the redesign, but in many ways I feel it's performing worse, which is an odd kind of situation to be in. It's like, I feel like I've done a better job of designing it, and yet all signs point to no. Which is more than a little bit irritating. Chat, it's been almost 5 hours now since my last tea break, and the stream itself is getting close to 15 hours long, so I think I'm gonna just try and get the system booted up, and then we'll head off. It's about that time, eh, chaps? Right up. Yeah. Right. Let's just head in. Tank Kun can stay there. I'm going down to manually insert the gubbins. Yoink. I shall remove those gubbins and put these ones in here because there is enough nutrients, hopefully, to get the system on the go. The issue here is that these ones won't actually run because they're disabled due to the fact that they don't need seeds. So instead, I need to go for the other ones. then load this one up with a bit as well. So if I'm honest, don't even need that. I just need some bioflux on the nutrient line. Should have just picked up some bioflux from down there. Goodness, didn't I think of that? There we go. Got all of this bioflux just sat around, and none of it being used down here. Well, actually, we've got stupid amounts in there. It's about to rot, in fact. Probably need to think about that. There we go. That is doing significantly better. I don't yet have any of the bacteria I need over here. That, well, actually, no, I do. Okay, well, in that case, let's hoover up a bunch of the bioflux from down here. Put a wee bit of it in there. Let's pop it down here instead. We don't have any copper set up yet. We have got iron, at least. Let's grab a bunch of these nutrients from over here. Oh. There. Don't need that on the go, but I do need this on the go. That is going to rot stupid fast, so I'm just going to throw it in as many places as I can. Got a bunch of the mush out there. Is there any nutrients left? A little bit. Can I get some more then? And pop some of that down here. Out of mash again, though. Okay, let's see how this goes. I wonder if using bots instead of belts would be a more functional system here. Deliver it to where it's needed, rather than allow the system to effectively run down. Because the problem here is that this lasts forever before it breaks down again. We've got loads of nutrients just kind of sat up here, not doing anything. This is space age stuff, which is very new. I have wholesome verse tonight, so you might want to do that sleep thing. Just maybe. Oh yeah, good call actually, Sheila. Thank you very much for reminding me. I will let them know that they have you to thank for me being awake. That is a good call though. Oh, those were definitely the wrong places. Yeah. As much as I had high hopes for this working by sending stuff to where it was needed, that hasn't been the case. I suppose the thing to do here would be to check if I need the nutrients at this at the location here, and if so, let it through. Otherwise, don't. That might be a way to improve the system. So I'm already reading what's on the belt there. But I'm sending it to many places. What I could do instead is grab this line all the way over there. Read, hold. Actually, I should be able to run it from this line too. Yeah, that would work better. So, enable if nutrients are less than, say, 20. And I could have that then have output priority. Do the same up here. So, dunk. Grab that. And again, output priority. Over here, much the same place. Let's see if I can make this work. At this point, these locations should get nutrients if they need nutrients. The rest can be distributed more evenly. But if I don't have nutrients down here, then the system doesn't start. So these 4 need to be served first. I'm going to say that instead of enabling these, though, this should enable these. It shouldn't set the filter. It should just turn on whether it can pull resources in or not. Likewise with this one. That way these 4 aren't stealing nutrient that would otherwise be useful to the others. These can keep themselves going by feeding themselves first. It's just the question is, getting nutrients all the way up here is an issue because this... it needs a... you know, this is still jamming all of the nutrients over there. I guess another way of doing it is to check if there's any nutrients in the production facilities instead. Because right now all I'm doing is creating mush, which is then breaking down. I could try that. And I'm going to say... how much should I be looking for? These nutrients do not last long. Maybe if there's any nutrients. I still don't think that's actually going to fix the problem though. Because all this will do is it'll allow a tiny trickle of nutrients through and then we'll slam this gate shut. Yeah, I don't think that's going to solve it. In fact, I think that breaks the system even more. The other one is to remove the priority again. But then I end up with everything inevitably being down here. This is a tricky one, because with such a small amount of nutrients being produced, this system won't get back up off the ground. It almost feels like the correct thing to do here would be to have, instead of like, oh yeah, just put a couple of nutrients onto the belt, that'll restart the system. It won't. It would instead be to have a little chain that goes all the way down to this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Supplying each of them to make sure that that gets off the ground. Because what we're looking at here is that the whole the system can't reboot. It's just kind of stuck in this constant loop. Go ahead. How do you solve it, Martin Luther? You run your biochambers on efficiency modules. Oh, of course, because then they would use less nutrients to run. I hadn't even considered that. It hadn't even occurred to me to think of, I mean, it's very clearly that nutrients are the equivalent of power in this. But it hadn't even remotely occurred to me to think of it like that. I mean, I'll certainly give it a shot. Oh, Martin Luther says, yours take 1.3 megawatts. Mine are at 100 kilowatts. Wow, that is quite the difference, yeah. Quite the difference. Oh, can I not? Fine. No, okay. It's a little bit annoying. Man. There we go. Yeah, that is kind of ridiculous. Did not even occur to me that that would be part of the problem. I will say a big thank you to you for that. Because that is likely huge. I will, of course, run out of the efficiency modules. Which is not great. I think I've got a couple of hundred, but... yeah, it's multiplying the power costs by an enormous amount and not really increasing the productivity by much. It's increasing it by 16%, which is scarcely much at all. See, what I would want is an AND gate here. So that this would only allow a little bit through rather than, you know, jamming loads into the system. But maybe at this point I should connect these up. No. Yeah, I should just let it be the stuff on the belt. And that's all it's really looking at anyway. I don't think it was properly reading what was going on in these regardless. So enable if Imco is greater than 0. Imco mash, rather. Now all I need is some nutrients at the top. Let's grab a little bit from here just to try and get this moving. But no, you're right. This does not have output priority, and it absolutely should. Already gone off in my inventory. I can probably grab some from over here and kickstart it. But yeah, once again, never occurred to me. I figured it was imperative that I made use of productivity to its maximum. Evidently, that was a rather silly thing to do. That one's reading. This one needs to do the same. And finally the same over here. That one's actually already reading some of this, so I needn't do too much with that. Yep. Now we see how this goes. These ones are still needing the efficiency modules. Yep. Yeah, to be fair, we do have infinite fruits. Nevertheless, I shouldn't be wasting them. Because that then requires that I gather more. Which causes big issues. That being said, pollution's being absorbed. Or rather, it's dissipating. Okay, so that was absolutely massive. Thank you so much for the advice. I should have been leaning much harder on efficiency modules over productivity modules. in more or less everything here. I wonder if Pridwen is, what Pridwen is up to. Pridwen is heading home. Hopefully we'll bring back some more efficiency modules, because evidently I need them. I don't mind productivity for all of that, but... No, down here... Or at the very least for the stuff that produces the nutrients, I should be all in on efficiency. The stuff that makes other things, productivity might be more reasonable there. But what I could do is hook these up to a decider combinator to check if I'm low on nutrients, and if so, then only restrict it a little bit, but otherwise flood them. Make as much as possible, just to get things on the move. What's happening over here? Oh God, goodness, I wasn't emptying this out. That will certainly hurt, yeah. Right, what did I want to do with this? Probably just run it down there. We'll see. Do I almost certainly don't have blue belts for that. There we go. Yeah, no, I absolutely trapped myself in the mindset of using productivity modules. Chasing that sweet, sweet downstream productivity cascading bonus, but that was not what I should have been going for. It was, in fact, a tarp. And now we're getting bioflux elsewhere. Nutrients have saturated the line. There's enough going around in here. Yeah, I definitely think that having a little decider that works in tandem with the with whether there's enough nutrients or not, and once there is enough, just let it saturate, would be fine. Oh, Hawkstop, thank you very much. 3 T1 efficiency modules already give the maximum bonus. Thank you. I'll go and peel back a couple of those then. Yeah, you're quite right. I'll go ahead and add in the product. Well, I mean, for 4%, is it worth dropping about 30% power? Sure. Let's live a little. This is going to be where I think we're going to have to wrap things up. I am very, very pleased to see the system running again and not struggling as much as it was. Thank you so much for the tip. Massively appreciate it. That has definitely been a huge help. I think I can definitely improve this situation here where I can get a lot more nutrients onto the belts. But there is a part of me that's actually wondering, is there a purpose to that? There probably isn't, if I'm honest. There might not even be that much of a reason to do this. If there's that much nutrients on the belt, why am I making more? It's just creating more waste ultimately. But those are things that we can have a look at in the next stream, I think. If we can get bacteria up and running properly, which means getting bioflux feeding through correctly, and limiting the amount of bioflux which is on any particular line. That might not be a terrible idea. Bioflux lasts for an enormous amount of time though, so it's not so bad. It's just in terms of how quickly I consume it. Like I've got loads of bioflux down here and I'm not doing anything with it. It will almost certainly rot. So trying to make sure that I'm only producing something I need would definitely take some strain off the system. And now that we're seeing medium stompers out and about, it makes a lot of sense to try and take some strain off the system. So letting the fruits sit if they are not needed would be good. Only injecting nutrients or bioflux or what have you if there's actually a function for it. I mean, we're already kind of managing our production, so we're not adding more to the system if I don't need it for jelly and mush, but limiting how much goes into any particular pocket would probably help. I can only imagine that would be a help. What on earth are seeds doing over here? How the dickens did seeds get there? Oh. I know how seeds go. Boss. All right. Gonna have to add a little to do. Chat, I might rely on you to remind me to do this, but there we go. that will be doing it for us, though. It was a short 15-hour plus stream. Yeah. But a great one. Have a good one all. Take care, mate. I fell asleep like 3 separate times while watching this stream. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. All right. You all have a wonderful day. I'm going to go and grab some sleep before I have to get up for a collab later tonight, where I will hopefully be completing Core Keeper. Looking forward to it. But I hope you've all enjoyed the stream. I hope to see you in the next. Thank you very much for the advice, by the way, everyone. That was super, super useful. I may take those productivity modules out because now I'm back down to 50% instead of 80, and that was quite nice. We'll see what we can do with the whole system and pulling things and tweaking things. I would like to manage whether, like, have a tighter control over whether material is put onto the line or not for all of the inputs, so that this is not just having sinks of inputs. That doesn't matter to me with fruit, and to a certain degree it doesn't matter with bioflux either, because they've got such enormous spoil times compared to everything else. But nutrients definitely shouldn't be just like stacking up. Likewise with mush or jelly. They should only be going to places where they're actually needed in those places. And hopefully we'll be able to sort that out next time. But that is going to be it. And yes, this is in-game music. Yep. But that is going to be it from me. So, as always, thank you very much for joining me. It has been a pleasure. And I hope to see you next time. But for now, take care, everyone.